And Pondering back with another video. Yo, let's just jump straight into it. Diddy kids, well, Kim Porter's children, they have responded to the book Kim's Lost Words, and they not feeling it. So I wanted to read to y'all what I seen. So it was a headline that came out from the Shade Room, and it said, "Children of Kim Porter deny reports that their mother wrote a book. Any so-called friend speaking on behalf of our mother is not a friend." So they made a statement, right? So it says, "We have seen so many hurtful and false rumors circulating about our parents, Kim Porter and Sean Combs' relationship, as well as about our mom's tragic passing, that we feel the need to speak out." Oh, so they come in the camp, they come in the champion, for their mama, understand it, especially in her death, don't speak ill of the dead, or, I get it. So claims that our mom wrote a book are simply untrue. She did not. And anyone claiming to have a manuscript is misrepresenting themselves. Additionally, please understand that any so-called friend speaking on behalf of our mom or her family is not a friend, nor do they have the best interests at heart. All right. Our lives were shattered when we lost our mother. She was our world, and nothing has been the same since she passed. While it has been incredibly difficult to reconcile how she could be taken from us so soon, the cause of her death has long been established. There was no foul play. Grief is a lifelong process, and we ask that everyone respect our request for peace as we continue to cope with the loss of her loss every day. And I understand that, because I think sometimes when people do these stories, a lot of people, they do these stories like, I just like to report on certain things, but I do understand from a human standpoint where it's just like people just like they like the drama. They want to get the clicks off of like someone else's pain. I do think that a lot of people, they like that. All right. So we are deeply saddened that the world has made a spectacle of what has been the most tragic event in our lives. Our mother should be remembered for the beautiful, strong, and kind and loving woman she was. Her memory should not be tainted by horrific conspiracy theories. We ask that everyone please respect our mother, Kim Porter, and hold her legacy in high regard so that she can rest in peace, is what she deserves. We love and miss you, Mommy. Quincy, Christian, Jesse, and Delia, however you say her name. So listen, I understand that, and I'm pretty sure they've come to some sort of peace while still dealing with the grief of losing their mom. So yeah, I'm happy that they came out and they debunked that book, because the book, I ain't gonna lie to you, it did sound juicy. Some of the little tidbits, because it's like now that Diddy is being exposed, it's like, I think what makes it easy for people to believe it is just that for years we would hear things about Diddy, but we, with the book coming out and all of these allegations and Diddy, being on lockup, it's kind of like it's easy to believe anything. So anyway, get in the comments, let me know what you think about that. I don't want to spend too much time on that. Next thing I want to talk about is Kamala Harris. So Kamala Harris campaign office in Tempe, Arizona was damaged by gunfire. So listen, the police is investigating that. Let me just tell you this, right? I'm not saying that it didn't happen, but it seems like there's some sort of attention-seeking behavior that is existing between the Democrats and the Republicans, because it's just like Trump had 2 attempts, right? And it's just like, I feel like that sensationalized his base, so that's going to make them support him more. So now it's like, with this being reported, come on, I ain't saying that it's not real or anything, but anyway, let me just read this briefly. According to NBC News, police are investigating damage made to Kamala Harris campaign office in Tempe, Arizona. A window and a door in the office were pierced by apparent bullets. No one was in the office where shots were fired. In a statement officers made, we can confirm that on September 23rd, what appears to be damage from a gunfire at the DNC campaign office was discovered. No one was inside the office during the overnight hours, but this raises concerns about the safety of those who work in that building as well as nearby. So my whole thing is, right, thank God nobody was in the office, but if they really wanted to hurt somebody, why would they shoot overnight? Is it just for the sensationalism of the story being delivered and to entice the Democratic base and to get more sympathy votes? Now listen, that's just an idea. That's all I'm saying. It's merely just an idea. All right. So this is the second time that the campaign office was targeted in the last few weeks. On September 16th, the office was reportedly hit with an apparent BB gun or pellet. So the Arizona Dem chair made this, the state is taking violent offenses very seriously. We are working with law enforcement to ensure that the threat is taken care of. So listen, let me know what y'all think about that. Do you think that anything is up with that, listen, be safe out there. Election season, people start acting crazy, acting up, and a lot of people, you start to see the evil in them. Real talk, like based on whatever side that they're on, the left or the right. So anyway, get in the comments, let me know what you think about that. I want to move on to this Marcellus Williams situation with him being executed in the state of Missouri. And this stems back from a was it 1998 or 1999? I have an article here anyway. But from 1998 to 1999, a woman was slain in her home. She was in the shower, taking a shower. This sounds like some Love and the Restless type story. I remember hearing about something. I remember watching something like this with my mom when she used to watch the stories back in the day. The woman was in her shower. She came out of the shower and some man stabbed her up. So it's unfortunate. And they saying that the DNA didn't even match on the knife. This sounds like one of them stories where it's like I'm white and I say so, because if the DNA didn't match, the only thing is that a man who was imprisoned with Williams, and also somebody who he dated, said that he confessed that he did it. So anyway, let's get into this article. Marcellus Williams executed in Missouri amid strong innocence claims it is murder. So that's what they, decided on. His family, the victim's family even stated that they wanted him to have life in prison. They didn't want this to happen. So Missouri executed Marcellus Khalifa Williams on Tuesday in the 1998 killing of former newspaper reporter, despite the prosecutor in the case and the family of the victim saying that his life should be spared. Williams, who always maintained his innocence, a claim backed by not only his defense team but later prosecutors, is now the third inmate executed in Missouri this year and the 15th in the nation this year, and 16th is somebody's supposed to be executed tomorrow. He was pronounced dead at 6:10 p.m. following a lethal injection, in Missouri Department of Corrections reported. So I want to say first and foremost, rest in peace to the woman who lost her life. That was really unfortunate, and also rest in peace to him, because if you know how many people are wrongly accused, and all of that. It's unfortunate. So let's just keep going. So Williams, so he maintained his innocence. Tonight we hear all about witnesses. Tonight we all here to witness Missouri's grotesque exercise of state of power, Williams' attorney Tricia Rojo Bunchell said in a statement, emphasizing how prosecutors have zealously found to undo the conviction and save Mr. Williams' life. Williams' son Marcellus Jr. told the news that this is murder. He was also, earlier, he was, hoping that a miracle would happen, that this wouldn't take place. So Williams, 55, was convicted in the August 11th, 1998 murder of Leisha Gale, a former police reporter for the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, killed during a burglary at her St. Louis suburban home she shared with her physician husband. She was stabbed 43 times. Oh, that's heinous. And with a kitchen knife. She was stabbed 43 times with a kitchen knife taken from the couple's home. All right. So no DNA ever connected Williams to the crime scene in recent months. A prosecutor in the case said that the execution should have been called off. And in the clemency position, Gale's family said that they define closure as Marcellus being allowed to live. So even the family, listen, no DNA ever connected him, come on, to the object? Man, Marcellus' execution is not necessary, the family said. So even so, Republican Missouri Governor Mike Parson and the Missouri Supreme Court denied Williams' clemency on Monday. So they denied it. They he's done. And on Tuesday, with less than an hour before the execution, the U.S. Supreme Court declined to stop it, though the court's three liberal justices said that they would have granted Williams a stay. Sonia Sotomayor, Elena Kagan, and Ketanji Brown Jackson. The High Court offered no explanation for the decision. All right, Marcellus Williams' final meal and final visitors, before his death. So Williams' last meal included chicken wings and tater tots. Correction spokesperson Karen Pojman told the USA Today. So his last visit was with Imam Jalali Qasim for about 90 minutes. Before the death, Williams was asked if he had any last words ahead of the execution. The Corrections Department provided USA Today that Williams said that he was planning on being his last words, all praise to Allah in every situation. I think he wrote it down on a paper too. All praise to Allah in every situation. All right. This is unfortunate, especially if there was no DNA to match up with the knife. Like, come on. Like, I'm white and I say so. This is exactly what this is because, man, Marcellus Williams was kind and a thoughtful man. Williams led defense attorney said more than 1 million citizens and faith leaders implored Parson to commute Marcellus' death sentence. This is not justice, Bushnell said, and we must all question a system that would allow this to occur. She described Williams as a kind and thoughtful man who spent his last years supporting those around him in his role uh, as as an imam. We will remember him for his deeply evocative poetry and his love for the service to his family and community, she said. While she yearned to return home, he is a thoughtful man who has worked hard to move beyond anger, frustration, and fear of wrongful execution, channeling his energy into his faith, finding meaning and connection through Islam. The world will be a worse place without him. So, that's his lawyer. Listen, somebody took that lady life, but I just want to say this before I move on, is that if you can't prove it, if his DNA was not on the knife, then whose DNA was on the knife? If you can't, like that OJ, if it doesn't fit, you must acquit. So my thing is, it's just that if that didn't match up, how are they still going to give him the death sentence? But also in this article I was reading that they said that a prisoner, like I said, they mentioned that he confessed to them that he did it, and then his girlfriend, I think that's what probably weighted heavy in on him, is that two people confessed that he told him that that he murdered this reporter or whatever. So listen, get in the comments, let me know what you think about that. Let me know what you think weighed in on that situation. You think it was the confession or the the witnesses that weighed heavy on that? And they said both of them are not even alive anymore. So that's interesting. So listen, let me know what you think about that. I'm about to move on to the young Dolph. So listen, young Dolph, day 2 in the case, right? I just wanted to do an update on that. I wanted to say this, right? CMG, Yo Gotti, even I feel like Yo Gotti's brother, he's putting them into a position where they might crumble in my opinion, because it's just like you doing putting money on people's head, and it's connected to the label. I feel like once someone is convicted and they're charged, I feel like Yo Gotti is definitely, I personally think that even if he didn't directly do it, I feel like they're definitely gonna be under investigation. So let's read what happened on day 2. So day 2 of the let's see. So here's what happened on day 2 of the Young Dolph murder trial. So Memphis, Tennessee, the second day of the trial for one of the men accused of killing famous Memphis rapper Young Dolph continued Tuesday with the testimony from the former lead investigator of the case, the suspect's half-brother, and witness to a car exchange. Young Dolph was shot and killed by Makita's Cookie in November 2021. Justin Johnson, also known as Straight Drop, is pleading not guilty to multiple charges, including first-degree murder, when they got him on camera, multiple places. I think they got him on camera holding his baby, same clothes on, and all of that. Listen, he played himself. He's going down. He's going down. Former Memphis police homicide investigator Terrence Dabney explained how they developed a timeline using a video to track the white Mercedes used in the shooting. Dabney said all that police had to do was go by when they started their investigation were the clothes that the suspects were wearing, the guns they used, in the car that they was driving, right? Deputy District Attorney Paul Hagerman with the prosecution is arguing that Johnson is one of the 2 shooters who fired on Dolph based on the clothes he was wearing. They got him on candid camera. They got him. So he's wearing a black baseball cap and has Bass Pro on it, Dabney said, describing the photos of the crime scene. Also, his face is covered, has a black hoodie, also has some gray sweats. The gray sweats also has a little insignia on it. He also has some dark color shoes. Dabney said that they discovered the white Mercedes used shooting abandoned in the orange mound across the street from fellow murder suspect Hernandez Govan's house. On the Mercedes, you can see it has some damage on the passenger side rear. Dabney said that the white Mercedes was stolen by Treon Ingram during the carjacking weeks before the murder. Dabney said that after arresting Ingram, they got information about the Mercedes being seen at the Johnson's Crosstown apartment complex. Come on. He has the Bass Pro on his hat, the black hoodie, the sweats, the low-rolled black shoes, and the white soles. Dabney said, describing the video, you can see a distinctive tattoo on his hand. Dabney said that they found the video, which they played in court, from Valero gas station around 3 a.m. the day Dolph's murder. It showed a car exchange involving a white Mercedes and an Infiniti. Christian Garner testified Tuesday that he was in that Mercedes and saw Johnson get out of the Infiniti and into the Mercedes with him. This is going to be a shut and close case. Like I said, they predicting that this is going to be done this week by tomorrow or Thursday. So we got some gas. We talked for a minute, Garner said. Then we pulled up and pulled back around and then straight drop. Johnson got into the Benz we was in. Video shows damaged Mercedes drive up to Johnson's apartment at 4:48 a.m. on candid camera. They lying. You know what I'm saying? And Johnson is seen returning to his apartment holding his young daughter. They got him. Johnson's defense attorney, this is after they murked young Dolph, holding his baby at 4:48 a.m., not knowing what's going, like, come on, you putting your child at risk. These people, listen, that's why. Let me just continue. Johnson's defense attorney, Luke Evans, reiterated at the jury that Johnson's fingerprints were not among the many found in the car. You can't see who's driving the Mercedes, Evans said. Deputy DA Hagerman then played a video of Johnson and his young daughter leaving the apartment and walking to the parking garage. The white Mercedes is seen leaving Johnson's apartment 37 minutes before young Dolph is shot and killed. Jamarcus Johnson, half-brother of Justin Johnson, is charged with taking possession of his brother's phone and aiding him to communicate with Cornelia Smith, who was admitted to being the second gunman in Goff's shooting. Jamarcus is pleading guilty to accessory after the fact. He is pleading guilty to accessory after the fact. Tuesday, he told Deputy DA Hagerman that Justin wanted him to take his phone to manage his social media accounts. However, Jamarcus said that he ended up relaying text messages between Justin and Smith. Now, my thing is like he said Justin wanted him to take his phone. Justin wasn't no big rapper. He like, why do you want you? I don't know. It just sounded like a lie to me personally. Let's just move on. You ain't even that big to even be manage your own social media. But then they said that they found out that he was really managing and posting himself. So he said, have you talked to Unc? Then he said, if you talk to Unc, tell him I need some money for my girl's birthday party, Jamarcus said. Deputy DA Hagerman indicated that Unc is Big Jook, the one who's going to bring down Yo Gotti. I'm telling you, the man who put $100,000 hit out on Dolph. All right? Murder for hire. That's crazy. So that's pretty much what happened today. They laid out all of the evidence, with the surveillance. Listen, Big Jook, I feel as though that Yo Gotti, like, once they have a conviction in this, and they probably already investigating Yo Gotti, and he running around with what's her name, that Simmons chick or whatever, Angela Simmons, it's gonna go down. And it's just unfortunate, yo. I always like me and my brothers, my family, we always wanted to do music and get into the industry. I'm happy that it never really happened for us, because it's just like you enter into an arena with all of these devils, but a person could, like, who knows, like, I'm pretty sure that's a Memphis thing. I don't know what the issue was with Young Dolph's clique, what the true beef was, right? But it's just like, was it really worth him losing his life? Your brother just blatantly out there just putting money on people's head. Now that's lingering out there. That trickles down to you. You can't move freely like that. I don't care, because there's people out there who love Young Dolph and they love Yo Gotti, right? But I just feel like it just put that tension in the air. It's that shit is in the air. And not only that, I do believe that, they're gonna try to hit them with some sort of racketeering charges or something. That's how I personally feel, right? I don't know everything as it comes to law, but to me it's looking like it could be some racketeer charges like applied. But anyway, I've been here for a little minute. Potent, pondering, never pandering. Make sure that you subscribe to this channel. Get in the comments. Let me know what you think about anything I discussed, from the Kamala Harris, from the Diddy situation with his children responding to the book Kim's Lost Words. Did you read that book? Let me know what you thought about that. It sounded really good though. Like I said, anything is believable during the time where Diddy is under fire, so people want to believe stuff. Like we've heard some of the worst stories about him, so it's not that hard when you hear something like, oh, that's true or whatever. But I questioned all of it though. And then also let me know what you thought about the Marcellus Williams situation. That was unfortunate. No DNA on that instrument, that knife or nothing, and they still executed him. I'm white and I say so. That's pretty much what it is. And then also let me know what you think about the whole Young Dolph situation with CMG, Big Jook, and what took place on day 2. Potent Pondering, I'm up out of here. Subscribe to the channel. Peace.